Everyone, for many college sports fans, when the game ends, sometimes the big talk begins. Social media platforms like Twitter and even Facebook can shield the identity of some users while they berate student athletes.
If these social media attacks were aimed at most students, they might be considered bullying. Our Blair Schaefer looks at how universities are trying to give students the tools to cope with unnecessary roughness. And Blair joins us in the studio live with the story. Blair?
Joey, not only do student athletes play on the biggest stage, but they also have a big social media platform. This can lead to shaming after games by people who more than likely know nothing about them.
I think it's literally one of the biggest issues that an athlete deals with on a day-to-day basis.
That being social media shaming.
And I think bullying on social media is a huge thing that people see. You can get out at the end of your game and you have tweets at you, that are very negative.
And if you're wondering if these tweets really affect young athletes, they do.
It's embarrassing to think I'm not focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing and what I've trained my whole life to do. I'm focusing on what someone who I don't know who's hiding behind a screen is telling me what I should be doing.
Caroline Kelly, a former MSU tennis player, had a cyber bully attack her during her freshman year.
Someone had made a fake Tinder account, which is a dating site of me, using my headshot from the Mississippi State website, using pictures from my Instagram and my Facebook profile.
The attacker used false personal information, which led to a court case that stretched into Kelly's sophomore year. MSU didn't have a sports psychologist at the time, so Kelly had no one to go to but her mom.
With the stress of school plus having a sport, that's our job. And I think having someone there would have easily changed the way I felt about myself and the way I felt about the situation.
But now the position has been filled, and the new psychologist not only helps her athletes, but she defends them as well.
I get very defensive. Even when I myself am kind of scrolling through social media platforms and something to come across my feed and there'll be degrading kind of comments.
Brutus says people forget these athletes are only 18 to 21-year-olds and still human.
At the end of the day, these are kids who are juggling multiple responsibilities. So no matter if there's a win or a loss, please be mindful as you start to post throughout the season because these are kids.
Dr. Brutus says if fans and others continue to look at these athletes as a commodity and not as students or even as young people, it can be very detrimental to that young person down the line.